All right, welcome back into the Yappin Wrestling Podcast. Myself, Dylan Mello, joined by my guy Deli, as always, coming off of a weekend with Crown Jewel. Um, mid, but as we expected, we head into Survivor Series War Games. We're going to talk about how we would book that card, the Bloodline storyline. We're going to dive deep into that, and then talk about Damian Priest versus Gunther, because we do not believe that that is the Survivor Series match. Let's start with the Crown Jewel recap. I know you didn't watch it live. I actually watched some of it live, which for anybody that watches the pod, it's kind of funny because we thought that was going to be the other way around.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good little show. It felt like a glorified house show. That's just kind of how all these Saudi shows feel, but it's fine. It's cool.
Yep.
Cody versus Gunther was good. Were you
Yep.
surprised they gave Cody the clean win? I mean, they gave him like the little roll-up win, so it was
Yeah.
clean, but it wasn't definitive.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he got it. Like it was like he got the best of them on that.
Yeah, I was surprised. But then again, when you put yourself into a hole like they did, I'm saying, I'm not too shocked that they they had to have somebody to win. And after they said Goldberg wasn't going to be there, I knew it. Or The Rock, I just knew that.
It made a lot of sense too, because this is the first Crown Jewel championship.
Yeah.
Cody, poster child, makes a ton of sense. Liv Morgan won the women's version of
that. That was a shocker too. That was a shocker
over Nia Jax. Liv, they're pretty high on. I think they're gonna give her spots because I don't know if she's gonna get the Mania spot. So I think it's like, hey, you were champ for SummerSlam to blank. Hey, you were the Crown Jewel champ. Hey, you were in the War Games women's match. Like, I think they're gearing up to give her a lot of different things, and she deserves them by all means. And we'll talk about that War Games match because I think the picture for that got pretty clear, or at least is getting pretty clear with what we're seeing. I really liked that. I thought that the U.S. triple threat was fine. Obviously, some things happened there. A big thing that I know you said you were going to be upset about if they had done it, but maybe you liked how they booked it. Seth Rollins defeated Bronson Reed, but a top rope curb stomp 3 in a row, definitely making Bronson Reed look strong. Are you okay with how it ended, or are you mad because,
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I was fine because I think something that I said, if he do lose, make him look stronger. I think they did with the blood coming down his face and after he getting standing straight up after it happened, and Seth Rollins talking about what the fuck is wrong with you. Like he made him strong, and it made it up for what he did on Monday too. So it's like it's kind of similar how people thought about Braun Breaker after he lost, and they said he was buried, and he came back the next night and straight killed everybody, and then all the talks was over with.
It's Seth Rollins. I mean, it's at the top 3 to 5 guy in the business. You have to be okay with that guy getting some wins in a rivalry. It's far from over. I do believe we're headed towards some version of an Extreme Rules Falls Count Anywhere match on the Go Home Raw or Survivor Series. I don't think those two make the cut for the show. Because I think this is going to be one of those Triple H sticks to 5 or 6. Crown Jewel, though, I mean, it was a 7.
7.
Yep. 7.
Well, 6.5. 6.5.
Yeah. Kevin and Randy finished in a no contest there. I'm kind of just bouncing all around. Bianca and Jade kept their titles. Nothing too crazy. What's the last match that I'm missing there?
The triple threat, and then the Bloodline match.
The Bloodline match, yes, that the opener. Duh. Solo pinning Roman Reigns. You don't see Roman
again, or that was the first time, right? That was the first time, right?
The first time.
Okay,
because
cool.
Cody and Roman won it, Bad Blood.
Yeah, okay.
And then The Rock came out. But Roman, usually a main event guy, takes the back seat to Cody at the house show, opens the show. Not only opens the show, takes the pin.
Yeah.
And even gets a haluva kick at the end of things.
Yep. Ate that mug.
We'll dive into the Bloodline storyline stuff later, but how did you feel about Solo looking pretty strong pinning Roman, because not only did he pin Roman, I know you just caught maybe some highlights, but what happened was he hit Roman with the spike, went for the pin. Roman wasn't going to kick out. Jimmy had to save it, and then Solo hits him with 3 spikes and then pins him again. So, like, Solo had Roman down for 3 twice optically.
Yep. I know we got to get to the Bloodline story, but I just want to give Solo his flowers, because I think that's what me and you've been doing on this podcast more than anybody.
I feel like we're the only ones.
Only ones, because we understand what we see from Solo. Okay, cool. You don't think Solo is a great in-ring competitor? Fine.
I think he's good, though.
I think he's good too. Don't say, but the people that don't think that he is, fine, cool. I'm not going to debate you. But what he has done as character work for a person that for over a year didn't say nothing to now what he's doing, I think it's the best in WWE right now. And you can
I think he's great at impromptu reactions to things.
Yes.
I think the little subtleties that he has of saying things like where he just throws out one-liners, like at the end of the Crown Jewel match, he was saying things to Roman and talking his talk and staying in character and laughing and his mannerisms. Like, I think he's got all of that down very, very well, and he does a really good job on selling you on the character.
Yes, and you can say what you want, but that's this 2 back-to-back wins at Saudi for Solo. He won against John Cena and the other one against Roman Reigns. You can say what you want to say. Those 2 big-time Hall of Famers and people in Mount Rushmore.
The last calendar year, man. That's 2 big pinfall wins.
Say 2 big ones. You can say what you want.
Cody in the last year too. So
and I also think that we're gonna get to it. So I'm not gonna go further. But I also think that you're not gonna see the last of either after Survivor Series or what happens Survivor Series. I don't think that.
No, it's not the end.
It's not there. You know what I'm saying? But I talk about it. We got 2 things coming up right now. So I talk about it more, but I just want to gloss over that. I mean, I just want to, glorify that as far as him getting that pin, for him being the person. Of course, like the match didn't feel like a high level match, but of course, y'all got to understand that people who just down in the match understand what is about to happen at Survivor Series. They're not going to give you, WWE is a place that don't give you everything at once. They're going to give you an appetizer, and then they're going to give you the full thing. The pay-per-view is the end of this month. So they're not going to sit there and give you the big thing of those people fighting like that. They're not going to give you everything. Of course, obviously, Jacob Fatu looked the best in that match. Of course, he's not going to look not the best. But everybody else, just you can say this through the motions. You know what I'm saying? Through the motions, not trying to give you everything. They just working more on story than anything as far as a match. Survivor Series would be where it's, all right, we duking it out. Bloodline against Bloodline. We're going to duke it out.
Yeah, so I want to talk Damian Priest versus Gunther before we talk about Survivor Series, just because it doesn't appear that at least the first version of this is going to happen at Survivor Series. Yeah. Typically, WWE is pretty good at saying number 1 contender for Survivor Series. They just said number 1 contender, which leads me to believe that Priest and Gunther will be having a match before Survivor Series. Now, I wouldn't be mad if this match happened at Survivor Series, because it feels a little soon to rush a CM Punk feud in the middle of this. I think Punk Gunther might be saved for the Rumble at this point. That's kind of how I'm starting to feel about things. But they did not promote Priest Gunther as Survivor Series. Maybe Gunther doesn't make the Survivor Series card. That is as well possible if they want to shrink it to just 5 matches. You don't necessarily have to have a World Heavyweight title match, but it is a Big 4 pay-per-view. You would think that you'd get him on there. But, if they went Priest Gunther SummerSlam, Priest Gunther Survivor Series, you wouldn't get a complaint out of me. However, it does not appear that that is going to be the case because of the way that they're promoting it. So, one, how did you feel about Priest winning this match? Because you told me you thought it was going to be Dom Mysterio. And 2, when does this match happen?
Yeah, I think me with the whole IWC wanted to see you make Dom defeat Priest, and then you come back and have Priest defeat Dom. Now, I'll get it. We still trying to build up Priest, and Priest had a badass interest yesterday, and they are repackaging him again. Now since mommy is, so she's injured again. She actually got injured. So that the angle that they did last week was because she actually got injured. Don't know how. I think she got injured doing a run-in because
I don't think she's gonna be out too long though.
She could be out too long, but I think she's gonna be out at least until I don't know. I know when, but I just
they'll probably have her come back at Rumble. I think she's gonna win the Rumble at this point.
Yeah. She got to now, so yeah. But so yeah, she's out. So they repackaged him again to be his own man, and I get it, I do. But then again, why you have Dom lose to him just for him to win the next week? You know what I'm saying? You know, we love Triple H here, but we also could be real and be like, you know, that booking didn't make no sense to me, because I think the momentum you got with Dom, unless you want to give him the IC title, cool. But if you're not gonna do Gunther Priest at Survivor Series, I wouldn't mind Gunther Dom after Survivor Series. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it's possible that we see Balor screw Priest because I could see them wanting to. You asked me if they could extend that until WrestleMania, and they've kind of put it on pause. Yeah, but I could see Finn potentially not being done with Priest despite the loss at Bad Blood, and kind of just being like, nah, I'm going to screw you out of things. Pre-recording, you talked to me about Finn Balor potentially having a new stable. I think we could head in that direction and then get the Demon versus Priest, maybe inside a cell at WrestleMania.
But to answer your question, I think Saturday Night Live in December, that's going to be in New York.
Saturday Night's main event.
Main event, yeah, that's Saturday Night Live. I'm thinking about something else, but Saturday main event, it is going to be in New York, and got the hat on. You know, shout out to the Yankees. It's going to be in New York, and I think Priest. I think Priest. He's not from New York, but I know he got a lot of roots and stuff in New York. He repped New York, so I think that'd be where they do the match in New York, in front of his home, like his home city.
I think I think they're going to do it before then, but I think like he gets a rematch there.
Yeah,
I would agree.
If they do the rematch, I think after Survivor Series or before Survivor Series.
I heard a rumor for that is as well Cody Randy closes.
Cody Randy,
which we'll get into with the Survivor Series plans. But I think that they do it on. I think they might load up the Go Home Raw. I think the Go Home Raw might open with Seth versus Bronson Reed in a Falls Count Anywhere match, and might end with Priest Gunther for the world title. And I think it's cool because again, a Survivor Series, while yes, it's a Big Four pay-per-view, it is built around War Games. And none of the world titles are going to main event the show. It's going to be a War Games match. Why did Cody Rhodes just get the main event at Crown Jewel? Because Roman Reigns is getting it at War Games.
You might not see both championships on War Games. You might not.
I think you're seeing Cody, and we'll
talk about Cody?
that. Yeah. Survivor Series plans. Let's talk about that. Probably the big chunk of this show is going to be debating that the women's War Games match. I mentioned that I think the picture for that is looking pretty clear. I think we just saw Io Sky become the number one contender for Liv's women's world title. We see her and we see Liv and Raquel, feuding with Bianca and Jade. I think that Raquel screws Io out of the thing. Bianca and Jade come out. You have Bianca, Jade, Io, and Kyrie versus Liv, Raquel, and then kind of whatever heel team you want to throw in there.
The metaphor, her they got moved up, so Jakari and Lash Legend, or you could do Chelsea and
I think Chelsea and Piper
Niven,
is likely just because it's in Canada, where Chelsea Green is from. Chelsea, obviously, huge favorite there. I think that's kind of like the likely turn of events here, if I had to take a guess. But no Rhea for this match, so I think the focus is kind of Liv Bianca, like as the two captain per se. So Bianca, Jade, Io, Kyrie, and then Liv, Raquel, Chelsea, and Piper. One, how do you feel about that match? Two, who would you have winning it?
Of course, you're going to have the baby faces win that one. I think the baby faces is going to sweep War Games this year. I think you have the baby faces going to do that. Io is Mrs. War Game, so she's not going to disappoint in what she do. So I think her and Kyrie and what mixed with Jade and Bianca, because I know they said they're not doing no 5v5, so everything will be 4v4 this year. So I think they get the win. I mean, of course, you want the heels, the champion win, but I think for this,
I could see them giving it to Liv, man, just because again,
because she got everything.
So I said that I think Rhea wins the Rumble, I think it's possible Rhea gets that title back on the first Raw on Netflix, and then Liv and Raquel are in like a tag team title feud at Mania, and she's not in the big picture feud. I think if that's the direction you go, you reward Liv as much as possible along the way for kind of carrying the women's division for these months. And they've been doing that. The Crown Jewel Championship, the win at SummerSlam. If they give her a win at War Games, it's like she's fully established. And just because she's not in the women's world title match at Mania, she's still a big time player.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm glad that they teasing that because like,
and having her pin a Kyrie or EO, it isn't a big deal.
Yeah, no, it's not a big deal. Like I'm glad that they teasing that, and that's the new feud that they're doing because, I think that's what something that we've been predicting about that. Like as far as Liv and Raquel,
and they did sneakily plant the seeds for Bianca Jade. With Liv saying Bianca's gonna stab you in the back, Jade. And Liv has kind of been right about everything she has said. She's gotten every part of her Liv Morgan's revenge tour correct. Now she's on a Liv Morgan world tour. Win in Saudi, win in Canada. I think it's starting to make a lot of sense here for Liv Morgan and her success.
Listen, flowers to her too. She's
carried the red brand.
She carried with the red band that's dying, and that she's carried. People could say once again, same thing you could say about Sully, you could say the same thing about Liv, but Liv doing out the ring, and then she's not putting on bad matches either. Like she's doing what she could do, and she's doing it pretty well to be a champion, and she deserved it after what Vince did to her with the Ronda stuff. They made her look like a weak champion.
So I love EO, but she doesn't have the mic skills to carry a brand. She needs an adversary that could talk, or you just have to have a talker on the brand. Becky has been gone. Rhea has been hurt. Charlotte has been hurt. Bianca is on SmackDown. EO, there's the language barrier and the mic skills. Like Liv has carried the Raw women's division. I am fully behind giving her the win at War Games. And I'm fully behind giving her and Raquel the tag titles too. I think if you want those titles to have validity, you have to have bigger champions like they have right now with Bianca and Jade. And I think you could potentially have Asuka come back, and then the Kabuki Warriors could feud with Liv and Raquel, and you get some good matches there. So that's where we're at on the women's War Games match. Did I convince you on the heels, or are you still
100%? You convinced me. You convinced me. 100%.
I think we're also gonna get in the women's side of things a Nia versus Bayley or versus Naomi match. I think this is a prime cash-in spot. I also think Saturday night's main event. Keep an eye on that. You want to get people talking about that event.
You're going to stack that event up. You're going to
stack that up. So I think we get it before the new year. But I think they continue to tease it. If you're going to continue to tease it, you need Nia on the show. Nia versus Naomi. Nia versus Naomi and Bayley. Naomi versus Bayley. Some version of that, I think, makes the cut. I don't know if we fully see the cash in just because there's a lot going on War Games. But that's
it's
maybe.
Soon.
I also think don't rule out Nia Trish. It's in Montreal. Trish has kind of teased another run. She's done things before. Obviously, there was the situation with her and Tiffany. Don't rule out Trish being the one to take on Nia in a match here, and it'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun for the crowd and get the crowd going. You know what I'm saying? Get they fantasies going back in. Like to be in the 2000s and whatnot. Yeah, I see that. I now that I don't see Charlotte being back anytime soon, probably gonna hold her off. I see that. I think soon we're gonna get it soon that that cash in is going to happen sooner or later. They keep planting the seeds. I think I seen on WWE after she screwed up the match that she chased her and she was upset. So we're going to see Friday what happens between them. That dynamic keep going, and like I said, I think it's like a bully angle where she gonna keep trying to bully her into doing stuff that she don't want to do, and then she gonna finally snap, and then I think Nia is going to lose that title within the next 2 months. In my opinion, I don't think that's going to go past 2024. I think Nia.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get a Braun Breaker IC title defense on this show. They gave some shine to the U.S. title on Crown Jewel. It makes sense to give some shine to the IC title. I don't know who the contender is going to be.
Probably Sheamus.
You think they do Sheamus? Ilya is not going to be back in time for this. No.
Well, I don't know if you watch Speed, but Sheamus and Braun Breaker just did a Speed thing today, and it went to a tie. So I think that's something that we can look forward to. And he did mention Braun Breaker did mention Sheamus on the promo he did on Monday, and he was like, after he beat Sheamus, he wants an opponent. So I think they might either do a small tournament. I think the only two people right now is either Sheamus or Dom, and I don't think you're going to take that off a heel take off. So I think him and Sheamus might go into, which would be pretty good. I think you got to add a little bit in there too, but I think that's a more towards like Sheamus and Ludwig, than it is the Braun Breaker. But I think those three in a triple threat be perfect. I mean, you got the Pete Dunnes and stuff like that.
I don't think we're going to get a triple threat. I think we're going to get a one-on-one. I only say that because the next match that I want, I think is a triple threat.
Yeah, so I think you just get Sheamus and Braun. I think
I think just getting Braun on the show, getting some light, getting some good wrestling, and just having him defend the IC title is a cool spot there. Yeah, I do think it's only going to be a 5-match card because I think they're going to give the War Games matches some time. I also think they're going to give this next match some time. I do think we see Cody versus Kevin versus Randy Orton in a triple threat match. This is the time to do it, in my opinion. It's now Saturday night's main event or Rumble, and my guess of where we're headed for things is triple threat match. Everybody's kind of friendly in this, or not everybody's friendly. Kevin obviously isn't, but I think Randy and Cody remain friendly through this and through Saturday night's main event. I don't think we get a Randy heel turn until post Rumble, if that's where we're going for Mania.
Okay.
But I think they're going to draw it out a little bit longer because I think the thing here is Randy RKO's Kevin, Cody gets Randy out the ring, crossroads Kevin, pins Kevin, and Randy's like, I'd like a one-on-one. Cody gives it to him at Saturday night's main event. Cody wins, and that's when things start.
Yeah, because that man
start in Randy's head.
Yeah, that man keep looking at that title, man. So he's looking at that title every 5 seconds. So I feel like it's soon to be like on some, I'm gonna take this title from you or I'm gonna turn. But yeah, I like finally that we get some different type of story from Cody.
It's coming, and I think it could be for Rumble. That's like the big one. I've heard some speculation of Rock versus Roman versus Cody for Mania.
I think I like that. I don't think Rock can do a 1v1 match. I
forget his name. It's guy on TikTok, so apologies. But I heard his idea was that main event's night 2, and the main event of night 1 is Gunther versus Punk versus Seth.
Oh, so he went through 2 triple threat matches.
2 triple threats as like kind of the selling of this year's WrestleMania, which I'd be cool with. I think
then we do Cena and Randy.
Yep.
Got you.
So that would be pretty good there. But I do think we get, because Kevin and Randy didn't have a finish. So I think we get Cody versus Kevin versus Randy at Survivor Series, and we kind of build around those 3 big matches, which is why I think Nia Trish, which is like an obvious Nia win. Like there's maybe the cash in, but Trish isn't winning, and then Braun versus Sheamus, where Braun's winning. I think that would be a good building point. And then the main event, we could talk about the Bloodline storyline here. The main event is the easiest match to predict. It is going to be Solo, the Tongans in Fatu versus Roman, the Usos and Sami
Uso.
Sami Zayn, Sami Uso will join this team in Montreal. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The pop he's gonna get.
Yeah.
You know, they have to. I think again, Roman has to swallow his pride with Sami the way that he did with Jay.
Like that story. Loving the story.
You know, Sami hit Roman. And accidentally, but Jimmy's not sold on Sami. Jay is, and there's a lot that goes into this. And you saw Sami say he's done, and Jay said he's an Uso, and Roman's gonna have to say he's an Uso. And maybe this is where we see the return of the wise man, Paul Heyman, and he does some recruiting. And I love where we're headed here. What do you think are some key things that would happen along the way to Survivor Series? You know, I know they're holding off on a lot of these one-on-one matches.
Yeah.
Give me Jacob Fatu versus Sami Zayn in some version of a build to this.
Yeah, yes, and I think this storyline is gonna be mainly story heading into. We got 3 weeks left, 2, 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks left. So I think this story. I think Friday's gonna be
26, so 20 days.
20 days, yeah. So I think there's gonna be a very interesting Friday night SmackDown because, like you said, Roman had to swallow his pride a lot. You see Jimmy and him come out together, and then you see everybody yeeting and the pop that he get from yeeting, and he coming out with different type of colors.
Is he the most over baby face? Like, is he like?
He closed
is it Cody 1? Is it Cody 1, J 2? In terms of because this is this is giving me. This is giving me John Cena, Jeff Hardy. Like that's where I'm at with this. So, like, Cena's the guy. Yeah, Cody's the guy, but the popularity of this guy is insane. They're gonna have to strap him. And I would, super tangent, super far off. Jey Uso, Braun Breaker main eventing a SummerSlam. Give me that.
Yeah, I think you hit it spot on because I think after Damian Priest won, he came out and the crowd freaking erupted. He spoke in a language. He closed it out. That's what showed you who's a face. Not Seth Rollins coming out there, not Sami Zayn coming out there.
No,
the face of Raw right now is Jey freaking Uso.
Jey has that Hardy, Daniel Bryan underdog to him.
Yeah,
like he's the little brother.
Yeah.
Everyone is bought into it.
Yeah.
We're like a tangent away. Everybody's talking about Jimmy and Jay versus the Tongans at WrestleMania. Honestly, if they want to do Punk and Rollins in a one-on-one, I'm fine with Jay taking the strap off Gunther. I'd be fine with Jay winning the Rumble. Like, that's the level of popularity I'm at with him.
Oh, yeah. And he's going to be top 6 in the Rumble.
With
With all them heavy hitters, he's going to be top 6. I think going to have
whoever eliminates him is going to have so much heat on them that you got to make it solo if we're doing this bloodline stuff with the Tongans versus the Usos at Mania.
Or Jacob Fatu. I wouldn't mind seeing him and Jacob Fatu.
My thing is now, though, Motor City Machine Gun are the champions.
Right.
Is that going back to the Tongans before Mania?
I think I might go to the Street Profits the way they be talking on Twitter lately.
So my thing is, like, I am way more interested in Solo and Fatu versus the Usos than the Tongans versus the Usos.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm also way more interested in Jay versus Gunther than that.
Yeah, no, I mean,
it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
because then what are you doing with Jimmy?
Well, shit, Jimmy got to try.
Like, also, what are you doing with Fatu and Solo?
I mean, to be honest with you, this not appetizing and it's not be great, but I mean, after this is done, and you can say you can still have Jimmy can be a good mid.
Maybe we get Yeet in the bank. And like we push it.
No, you for sure get Yeet in the bank after what they did last year. Like I said, I think Jimmy could be in the U.S. title picture. I think you could do Jimmy in LA Knight.
I think you could potentially see Azazilla Fatu come in, and he's like you could switch these guys around as much as you want if you want to keep Jimmy in the tag team. But the Jay push feels inevitable
Yeah.
And how long can they hold it off? Because like,
well, you got to think about
it feels like it has to be by next year's SummerSlam.
Well,
he gets his moment.
You think about what they did with LA Knight. LA Knight rise to the top. How long they prolong it and see how the crowd reacts, and they kept
LA Knight.
I'm gonna say as far as crowd,
LA Knight's cousin isn't on the TKO board of directors.
No, 100%. But I'm just saying, as far as like crowd reaction and crowd just like anticipation, because the crowd wanted him to win everything, and I think that's as far as that's the only similarities
I think
they're
more in on Jay though.
100%. So like if you say Yeet in the Bank or anything to prolong it, I think what they're trying to do is trying to get
Jay and Gunther at next year's SummerSlam.
I think so. I think they're just trying to get over the bloodline stuff because obviously they don't want them to the crowd anybody to think that they about to be back a tag team again. 100%. They don't want that to happen. They don't want nobody to think about that. They don't want them to do that. They want Jay to be his own person, and he just a side quest into this bloodline thing. The real bloodline story is between the Ulafalu with Roman and Solo. Everybody else is just side character.
The Rock by Mania.
But yeah, so I think the Jimmy and Jay tag team journey is just a dream. I don't think they're gonna do it. They know they better not do it. It's just a pipe. It's a dream.
It just feels like a little wasty.
Yeah, it's no need, and that's why I said like, okay, he gonna come in with the title because I think to establish him as a singles guy in that feud, he might as well have a title. But then I realized, okay, they don't need no title in that storyline. It's not about that. It's about blood against blood, family against family. Let's duke it out. That's how our families is. Real life stuff. I duke it out with my cousins and my brothers all the time. This is real life, y'all. Y'all people say wrestling is fake. This is not fake. This is real life stuff. This is what we do on the basis.
So you agree, though, that the faces will win War Games after losing the Crown Jewel tag match?
Yeah.
Do we see Rock at War Games?
Yes.
And does he talk, or is it the exact same bloodline?
I think
or a bad blood
same
thing?
Exact same thing. I think it's that thing. I think this.
So he doesn't talk until.
How he do it?
He does it like 1, 2.
I think he don't talk.
So doesn't talk until Raw Netflix, my guess.
It's 100%.
Maybe Saturday night's main event.
Maybe Saturday night main event. 100%.
But probably Raw Netflix is
Raw Netflix. I wonder if we don't do Rock. I wonder if we add Tala Tonga, which is the Tongan's brother. I wonder if we add him. I wonder if he gets added or because I heard that he's on. They say he's on NXT, but I mean he hasn't been on NXT. So I'm wondering if he gets added to like that fold and see if they add a guy because I hear people, you know what I'm saying? I just want to see what they do because there's more people coming in. There's more, you know what I'm saying? So I want to know what they're gonna do.
Third inning is someone.
Yeah. So I want to know what they're gonna do. Of course, I don't know if you're gonna see the Wise Men this week, but probably within the next
before War Games.
You're gonna see him coming in.
I'm surprised he wasn't on ECW NXT.
I thought so too. I thought he was gonna open it. I thought they were gonna bring him out there, but I guess for story purposes. They stick to the storyline because you can't have that without him. You know what I'm saying? I think that was kind of weird, but I get it though. But I get it. Yeah,
I get it for sure.
Yeah, I get it for sure.
The Bloodline storyline. We talked about Survivor Series. Where do you see Roman Solo one-on-one happening?
I think at Saturday main event.
Saturday main event. I could see it there. I could also see it first Raw on Netflix, and that's when you see The Rock. Roman beats Solo. Rock comes out and reveals that he actually is the guy that has the new bloodline working for him, and they jump Roman.
Yeah, I said they beat him up. Yep, I said they beat him up, and
even if we're going for that triple threat, I could see it panning out of Rock gives himself the match with Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Roman wins the Royal Rumble. Roman puts himself in that match, triple threat that way. Could certainly see it going that way, but the post SummerSlam to Survivor Series WWE is always a bit of a lull. It's always a bit of like all right, we are gearing up for the next season. Let's get by. And
the draft and whatnot.
Now that we're past Crown Jewel, I'm kind of like, all right, we're in go mode.
Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah. We now things to be interested. We done with the tape shows, and everybody should be back by now. And now Friday gonna be one of those episodes. Friday's gonna be that episode where we okay. It feels like we gearing up for Mania season and Royal Rumble season and stuff like that. Where now the stories and the new stuff.
Well, and War Games is a big enough show, especially with this Bloodline storyline.
This Bloodline stories.
So I'm super excited for that. Kind of a shorter show. Not a lot to talk about coming out of Crown Jewel.
Yeah, it's not a lot. Yeah, it was quiet. It was quiet.
Just kind of a house show. But as always, be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section. I know. Deli's rants to end.
No. I don't actually. I'm not gonna rant today. Today is no rant because AEW been sucky. So I'm not gonna rant by them. Everybody know how suck they are, and everybody talking about this Hurt Syndicate and that joint suck too. No, I'm not. It don't suck. It's pretty cool, whatever. But what you think about is a certain guy announced on college football that he got one more match in 2025, his retirement match. So you said Gunther.
I'll take Goldberg and Braun Breaker at WrestleMania.
Okay. So what? So you reading my mind? That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. Okay, we good then. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think Goldberg, Braun Breaker at Mania.
Yeah. Okay, we cool.
That's how I
for the IC title.
I don't need Breaker doesn't need a title. Breaker could put it on the line if he's still the champ, but
so how do we get past this Gunther thing? How do we get past this Gunther thing with him?
Because I just don't even think we need to address it.
Don't address it.
Just have Goldberg come out to cut a promo and Breaker interrupt him.
And then he takes, and then he makes, and he let.
And then that's like I don't think you need to have a Gunther Goldberg anything. I think it was just like a one-time thing, heel being heel.
So do we? Okay. So now my head's spinning now. Okay. So do we take the belt off Braun at Royal Rumble against Sheamus with Goldberg interference?
No, I don't think like Goldberg needs to be involved.
Okay.
I mean, maybe he could cost him the title. I don't think I'd give it to Sheamus in a cheap way. I think for Sheamus to win it and become Grand Slam champion, it should be like he earned it. So maybe have Dom win it because of that or something, or just have somebody else win it. But I would have Sheamus earn it at Mania.
Okay, well, that's why I had it.
Kaiser, I mean, like whoever you want it to be.
That's where I was heading, but you read my mind. You already knew what was up.
Maybe McIntyre.
I was heading that way. So I was like, okay, because
if you do Drew Sheamus at WrestleMania,
banger after banger after banger.
I just don't know what else McIntyre will be doing. But we will predict the WrestleMania card closer to maybe.
Like we always do this, man.
And maybe we'll do something in December as there's no PLE. But as always, appreciate y'all for listening. Leave all your comments down in the comment section. If you're not already subscribed, hit that sub button. If you love wrestling content, hit the like button. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Peace out, man. Peace out.